a patriotic metal wagon decor. You'll sometimes see me use this wagon throughout the year. I'll use it for pretty much every season, and I just redecorate it for that season. So here I'm obviously going to put red, white, and blue flowers, but I had this wooden, just this wooden like little plaque thing that had stars and everything. And in my entryway, my stairs, I did like the star theme, so a patriotic stars and firework theme. So I needed something else. I have a little table when you first walk in, so I needed something to add to that. So I had this wooden plaque that had a whole bunch of stars on it. So as you saw, I took 2 sticks and just hot glue it and taped it to the back so it can make it like a pick, so I can have it sit inside of the wagon. I already have white flowers that are always in there, and I always have styrofoam in there as well. So right now I'm just going through all my flowers, and obviously I'd use my nice big fluffy red ones, and then I use some patriotic blue and star flowers, and now I'm adding in some butterflies, blue butterflies, and then I'll just keep going around, add, take out, pretty much the same old. If I could use flowers, I'm going to use it. It's amazing how much flowers can just make a room. It's awesome too. I'll also add in the mini stars, as always, the glitter red, white, and blue foam stars. I'll add them in there as well. And I like to still fill up the back. I know sometimes you're not really going to see the back, but you never know. If somebody happens to pick it up or look at it or want to really see it up close, you want it to look nice around everywhere. So I like to make it nice and full, especially if I have enough flowers. If I don't have enough flowers, then yeah, I might have to pass on doing the back. But I had enough, so I was good. And after I'm done filling it up, that's patriotic wreaths. So I have a somewhat bigger wreath, and then I have a somewhat smaller wreath. So I made these picks, these star picks I'm wrapping around the wreath right now. These little red, white, and blue ones. A little sparkly too. They came off a patriotic lei. It had a whole bunch of stars on it. So I took them off and made picks out of them. It was really simple and easy. Just use wire, and obviously you just put the wire in between 2 stars. And then wrap it around, and it's nice, easy decoration. You could put it around wreaths like this, and you could put it in with other flowers. Sky's the limit. And then the flowers that are in my hand, I made those too. They also came from patriotic leis from the Dollar Tree as well. And I also have a video on those. If you want to look back at my other videos, I show you how to make both of them. So I use 3 of those and 1 of each color of those pick stars as well. And then the bigger one, I use my DIY flowers that I made, but I'm going to use actual wooden stars, because this wreath is a little more, it's flatter, but it's a little bit more bigger, as you can see. And then for the smaller one, I already had like a little plaque. It was like a set of wooden decor stuff that I got, and this one has 3 stars on it. So since I was going for the theme, doing stars and fireworks in my entry and stuff like that, so right now I had leftover zippy ties, and they're clear, so which worked out great. So I just wrap them together, tape them down, hot glue them in the back, and then just use them to wrap around the wreath, as you can see here. And then I'm going to do it to the big one as well. The big one, I'm going to have a farmhouse truck, and it has stars in the bed of the truck, but it's all patriotic. Everything's patriotic. now that I'm all done putting those wooden pieces onto the reefs, now I'm going to do those other wooden stars that I have. And I'm going to use my dabbers, and as you can see, I'm using my stamps as well too. So I'm going to do red, blue, and I think it's like a goldish brown. I didn't do white. I wanted something different. So as you can see, I'm just using my dabber, dip it in. Sometimes like the stamp could get a little dry, so I always put a wipe in. It always works. Because you don't need a lot of coverage. You just want enough to show the color. I didn't need it to be like dark. If I really wanted it to be that dark, I would have just got my actual paint out. I just kind of want it to be more of like a dry brush. And then now I'm going in with the darker color. And that was pretty much it. So then I just add those. I go in with, I'm distressing it a little bit too. Yeah. Just the sides. I just dress the sides. I go on top a little bit. Yeah, I don't want it to be too dark. But, and sorry too, on that one star I said I was doing it like a dark color. I did it silver. It's so hard to see the silver on here, but up close you can see it. It's just on the camera. I think the camera reflects off of it. That's why it's so hard to see. Okay, so now the way I'm going to secure these stars to the reefs. If I was going to have this reef stay in this decor, I would just hot glue it on. But I reuse these reefs, so when I make decor for them, I have to have a way for it to come off. So I always either use pipe cleaners, wire, zip ties, the sky's the limit. You could even use rope. There's so many things. So I just used those clear zippy ties and then glued it on the back, and that was it. In this video, I have these star bowls, plastic bowls that I got from the Dollar Tree. So I thought, well, I put some styrofoam in the middle. I super glued it and hot glued it and let it sit overnight. And then as you can see, I'm going in with these red, white, and blue. I call them like poofy, almost like pom-pom flowers. They're pretty, but I didn't like it. You'll see it. Even the ones next to it, I started it and I like sat on it and I'm like, I don't know if I like this. And then I go back and forth with it if I like it or if I don't like it. It's a try and error. You don't know until you keep trying, and then you just see what you like. I also added these stars, red, white, and blue the glitter foam stars. They're like a great touch for everything. As you can see, I used them in almost everything. Well, they have different sizes. They have like literally large, medium, and small. So it's like perfect. Especially if like you have something small like this, you don't want to use like the big ones. So I just played with it until whatever I liked. If I didn't like it, like I said, I take it out, I redo it. Very simple. You do what you do. If you want to add more, you add more. If you don't, then yep, didn't like it. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It comes down to the flower too, because as you can see me just putting that beautiful red sparkly flower in the middle too, and putting the red blue ones back in there too. And I can't remember if I was short with flowers at this time when I first started this. That might be another reason why I came back too, because I ended up getting more flowers. But yeah, I definitely didn't like it. Those poofy ones that look like pom-poms, I like them, but they're definitely more for like if something like big that you're doing and you just need flowers to fill in. That's what they're definitely for. Like little stuff like this, no. They keep reminding me of a pom-pom flower. So then I just add the red, white, well, yes, red, white, and blue flowers, but the red and white striped flowers as well too. And then I add the blue and star flowers as well. Very simple, just something simple, something extra to add to a side table, to a table. I have these half walls that cut off my dining room in my second living room, so that's where I put them. Something simple, something easy. Thank you for watching. Video, I'm gonna make fireworks out of my old ribbon rolls. if that makes sense. I keep all my rolls left over from all my ribbon, obviously. And so you're gonna see in this video where I'm only doing one, and then you'll see like a whole bunch towards the end that I did multiple. So basically I just measure it out. I do different sizes so I can have like a tall, medium, and small, because I am gonna put them all together. So I just did patriotic colors, red, white, and blue. Just cut a piece out for the circle on the top and the bottom, and then I just wrap it with hot glue, roll it up, trim it, glue it. And then I am also gonna add at the top of it, I'll do some star picks. Some I'll use the stars left over from the lei necklaces that you could get from Dollar Tree, that I turn the stars into picks and the flowers into picks as well too, but not in this video. Yeah, right here. So the blue one is a wooden star. I Mod Podge ribbon on it. I actually had it left over from last year and I ended up not using it. So I used it once or twice in this. I think I had 2 or 3 of them. So I used a couple of them in this video. And then just like this, I have wire. I'm just securing it on the back with more fabric just to secure it. And then the red and the silver one, well, there's white stars and then like the silver. I don't know what that called that. Not confetti, kind of like that, I guess. I don't know what to call them. They were with the leis. I don't know, but they were cute. It was like kind of like sparkly, hanging from the star underneath. And so I just put hot glue on the star, then put the wire down on it right here. Yeah, wire down, and then put the star on top of it. Sandwich it all together, and then I'll put a little hole at the top of the FireWork, and then I'll put the wire in, and if it's too tall, I'll trim it, and I'll keep going. I'll keep trimming it until I need it to the size that I need. And then I'll add these like sparkly things. I have no clue what to call them. I add those as well too. It helps actually kind of stand it up kind of nice too. And then I do the same thing for the white and silver one as well. Now that I'm all done putting the stars on, now I'm going to distress it. I'm using my ink pad. It's like an orangey brown. It all depends on what I'm using it for, distressing wise, because this is construction paper, or no, sorry, cardstock paper, so it comes out a little bit more on the orange side, but it's like a brownish orange, I guess, but I still liked it. And then just distress everything, and then I wrap it with the rope. Got to burn off those fuzzies. And then I glue on a wooden star as well. And then here are all the other ones that I made as well. As you can see, I made 2 other groups, and then this is the fourth one I'm making. And I just have a whole bunch of scrapbook paper. You can get that at Hobby Lobby. You can get it Dollar Tree sometimes, Michael's, Amazon, Walmart. Sky's the limit. You could do it for red, white, and blue. You can do it for really anything if you like. So I just glue both top and bottom, wrap it, add the stars at the top like they're bursting out of the fireworks, and then I wrap them together like bundles, and then I'll add some distressing, and then I'll also wrap this one as well, and then I'll add the wooden star as well, and that'll be a wooden house. So I made this at a Dollar Tree, little houses, and then the big thick, I guess there's like plaques or whatever. So I did them on the side and then the houses on the ends. That's how I made it. I made it a couple years ago. So now I made this star. I know sometimes Dollar Tree does sell where you can get a star on a dowel like this, but I needed it a little bit longer than the normal one that Dollar Tree has. So I drill a hole into this thick star I had, and then I put wood glue, and then I let it sit overnight. And then I used my miter shears and cut it down to the length I need. And then now I'm Mod Podging a flag onto the star. Because this wooden house flower pot is going to go into my front entrance, where my Patriotic star and FireWork decor is. So I needed something for my walk-in table. So I just take my time. This flag is a little bit more thicker, so I did put like a good coat on, and I did let this sit overnight. I trim up any edges, and then it sat overnight. Now I'm all done. Now I'm going to trim it up, and then I'm just going to give it a nice good sand. So after I was done sanding all the sides nice and smooth, now I'm going to go and distress the whole thing. I'm going to distress it all using my ink over here, and my dabbers. Just take my time, and if you put too much, you can always wipe it off. You can paint over if you want to. I do like to try to leave the nice natural wood, and then I just make it a little bit darker in certain areas. I just like that rustic look. Make it look like it's old. It's been around for a while. Now that I'm all done distressing, now we can add our star to our little house flower pot. So I already have white, as you can see, I already have white flowers in there, and I already have styrofoam in there as well. So now I'm pretty much just going to go in with my red and blue flowers and just add until I feel like there's enough. Pretty much like I do with all the flower decor that I've been doing. Add as much as you want. Sky's the limit. And here are my dark blue flowers. And that's pretty much it. Just fluffing them all up, fill it nice and full, and that's about it. In this video, I'm showing you 2 ways I use these wooden stars. I've actually had these for like 2-3 years now, and I've just been repacking them up in my Patriotic stuff every year, not knowing what to do. And it's just amazing how DIYs and ideas just pop in your head. So I like to decorate, as you see in the beginning, I like to decorate around my door frame going into my bedroom. My master bedroom is real high ceilings. So it's like the first thing you see when you kind of come up the stairs. So my theme for the front entry of my home and my stairs are obviously stars and fireworks. So as you can see, I started adding bows at the top of each wooden star. I have red, white, and blue here. And I was doing it obviously because it's cute, but there was a hole at the top, so I was covering up the little hole at the top, because originally these hung like from like a garland. And so now I'm going in and I'm flipping them over, and I'm gluing a wire to the back of it and then securing it with red felt. And I do it to every single one of them. Okay, after I was done gluing and securing the wire on, now I'm going in and distressing. I definitely wanted to make these look a little bit more old, and that's kind of like my theme this year. I kind of distressed pretty much everything. So I do all 3 colors. And now I want to go into, I'm adding a little bit of gold. I add a little bit of silver, and then some to like the white one. I add a little bit of red, blue, kind of mix all the colors together. And what's nice about these distress ink pads, they're not that strong of a color. Now I have my mini ink pad. I ink my alphabets on my letters, and I went through, I didn't think you guys wanted to watch me write down everything that I was going to say on each one. So I went through and I had my list, and then as you can see, I wrote it on a sticky note, and then I stick it to each wooden heart. So I know what I wanted to say. This one's a little tedious. You could either write it yourself, you could use a Cricut, you can do it the way I'm doing it. I do have a Cricut, but I wanted to use these. I had these, and I haven't used these letters, the ink letters, in a long time. So it was fun. I liked it. Yes, it was tedious. It took a little bit, but it still came out really cute. I'm glad I did it. Okay, so now this is the second part of my idea, because I had 3, as you see right there, I have 3 stars left over, so I wanted to utilize them. So I also had these 3 tin cans, and I did have them for something else, but what I used them for something else, they fell apart, but the bottoms were still fine. So as you can see, and you'll see in a lot of my videos, even in the future, I save my rolls to my ribbon. Even the rolls to like wrapping paper, because you can cut that down. I like to use this for example, you're going to see here is I'll do it for when I do the mini trees, and then like stuff like this when you're trying to stand something up. It just gives it more stability. Because in here, I'm going to glue it down, hot glue it. Sometimes I do hot glue, or I'll do super glue or tacky glue. There's pretty much everything pretty much works. And I did all 3 of them. And then I already had these, as you can see, pre-made cut poster boards already cut. I was using them for Christmas, but I am not using them all. So, of course, I kept them, and glad I did. So I'm just trimming them down, just circling it so I trim it down to the right size. And then after I'm done doing that, I'm going to go back to the buckets, and I'm going to fill them up with sand to weigh them down. And in the middle where I put the rolls to the ribbon in the middle, I'm going to stuff a lot of styrofoam in there. Because of these, the wire that's connected to these stars, it's very thin. And the stars are a little heavy. But they end up sitting just fine, so it's okay. But I just wanted to have something to hold it into place, if you understand what I'm saying. You can see it obvious in the video, too. Sorry, I'm probably not explaining it the best way. But yeah, I just stuff it all in there, just so it has something stable to sit in. So now I just glue all the cardboard circles on top. I already did my pre-made holes in the middle. And I did pre-cut these. I just went around, I didn't put them on yet, but I just pre-cut it. And now I'm going in with my moss. This is more, as you can see, it's like a grayish kind of color. I didn't do the green moss. And I just put hot glue, put a little bit moss down, and cover the whole thing. And then I did go in with that red ribbon around the top. And then I put my stars in the middle, and then I have them sit, and I felt like it needed something else. So, you know me, I like to use these mini stars, these glitter foam stars. So, making more pics out of them. So, instead of making them too small, I kind of make them look like they're little fireworks popping off the big star, which came out really cute. The wire I have for them is too flexible, so I did have to kind of glue it to this big star, so because I could see my cats playing with that for sure. If they saw, oh, that can move, yeah, it would have been played for. They would have ripped it off, threw it on the floor. They would have been gone. So yeah, I gotta secure a lot of my DIYs, and that's pretty much it. I hope you like these 2 ideas. Thank you for watching.